Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Maple Leafs baseball here at Christie Pits. It is a gorgeous day here at the Pits as the Maple Leafs are set to take on the Hamilton Cardinals. Marek Deska going to take the start here for the Maple Leafs as he's going to try to get the Leafs back into their winning ways here. The Leafs currently sit in 7th place in the IBL with a record of 9 wins and 14 losses. They're coming off a tough loss here at home to the Brantford Red Sox. They're going to try to get back onto the winning side of the scoreboard here today as Deska is just getting warmed up here and set to take on this Hamilton lineup. Hamilton coming in with a record of 10 wins and 12 losses. They are 6th place in the IBL standings, so this is the team the Maple Leafs are trying to get ahead of in the standings here, as they're a game and a half behind them for that 6th place spot, which is a key spot if you're talking about playoff seedings, because there's 2 teams in the IBL right now that are way ahead of everybody else, and that's Kitchener and Barrie. So if you can get out of that 7th spot and avoid them in the first round and take on another team, then you're probably in much better shape than if you had to be stuck with one of those. So that's what the Maple Leafs' goal is right now. 8th place is pretty far behind. Brantford is 2-20 on the season, so they'd have to get on a big win streak if they wanted to climb out of the cellar. But staying out of 7th place is absolutely key for the Maple Leafs. You can avoid having to play one of those 2 teams, Kitchener or Barrie. So they're going to try to do that or climb a step closer to that here today against the Hamilton Cardinals, as it looks like we're about ready to get going here. Marek Deska just getting a couple more warm-up pitches in, and then we'll be ready to go as he throws to Justin Mara behind the plate. Good to see Mara back in the lineup. He was out on Sunday against Brantford, so good to see him back. And I believe it'll be just a couple more pitches, or maybe one more pitch, and we'll be ready to go here. There'll be some exciting action here as this is our first broadcast of evening baseball at Christie Pits this season. I'm excited to finally be able to bring it to you. My broadcast partner, Corey Graham, is not able to make it today. He's going to be off today, and I think he's going to be off this coming Sunday as well, but then after that he should be back with me. But until then, I'm flying solo here. And with that, we're going to get things started here. Chris Beer, the shortstop for the Cardinals, is going to lead things off here against Marek Deska, and we're just about ready to get underway here. And the first pitch of this game is on its way, and it's going to be taken for strike 1, as Chris Beer is down to the count 0-1 to Marek Deska and the Toronto Maple Leafs here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Deska. That one's taken away for ball 1. Defensively for the Maple Leafs, we've got Justin Mara behind the plate. At first, we got the manager slash basically everyday player at this point, Damon Toppoli. He's over at first as that goes in for a strike. Count is now 1-2. Dan Mara, good to see him back in the lineup again. He's at second base. At third base, we've got John Salazzo. As Beer fouls that one off, the count stays 1-2. At shortstop, we've got Ryan Johnston, and left fielder Ryan Santos, the center fielder Greg Carrington, and the right fielder Marcus Connect. And the DH today for the Maple Leafs is Cooper Lamb. And that one hits Beer, and they're going to say that it's a hit by pitch, so Chris Beer is going to take first base. So not the way that Marek Deska wants to start this game out. He's going to have a word with the umpires. It looked like, I think he thought it may have hit Chris Beer's bat, or maybe that Chris Beer didn't try to get out of the way. I think that's the argument, is that it hit his bat, but umpire is probably not going to change his decision on that one. So Cardinals leadoff man is aboard here, and it'll bring up second baseman Grant Arnold here. So Chris Beer is aboard, and he's got some speed over there at first base. So the Maple Leafs are going to have to keep an eye on him. Grant Arnold will come up to the plate now, and Deska's going to have a clean count here. Here comes the pitch, and that looked good from up here, but called the ball 1. So as mentioned, the Maple Leafs 5 games under 500, 9 wins, 14 losses on the season, 7th out of 8 teams in the IBL, and team right in front of them in the standings is across the diamond from them, the Hamilton Cardinals. A game and a half back of Hamilton, so this is a pretty pivotal game here for the Maple Leafs as Arnold fouls that one off. Left-handed hitter here. Arnold steps in. Count 1-1. That one's fouled off, headed up the hill and across the street and into somebody's backyard. Another really gorgeous day here at Christie Pits Park. Maple Leafs has gotten really fortunate with weather so far this season. I don't think they've had any home games postponed due to rain. Certainly none that I've broadcast. That one is fouled off. One thing I forgot about evening games is the bugs are out at evening games here, so I'm going to try my best not to get bit while I do this broadcast. But appreciate you all joining me here as I'm all alone today for this game. As Corey Graham is off, but will soon be back, I'm sure, although he will be out for Sunday's game as well. That one pitches away. As Deska taking some time between his pitches. Obviously, the pitcher can take as much time as he wants. No pitch count in the IBL. And here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Looked like it just got the inside corner there. I don't think Arnold liked the call. But he'll have a seat that'll bring up the designated hitter, Justin Gideon. Step up to the plate. So now one away, still the runner at first. Beer hasn't shown much signs of trying to steal here. Not going, there's the pitch, it's called strike 1. So the umpire, looks like the strike zone's pretty wide today, so hopefully the Maple Leafs can take advantage of that. But seems to be calling them pretty consistently as of so far at least. As a line drive just foul down the right side. Well hit, but just got in front of it a little too much and pulled it a little too much. So if you're just joining us, we're in the top of the first inning. We just got underway here at Christie Pits Park. It was a 7:30 start time. We started about a couple of minutes late. It's obviously still scoreless. One out, runner on first for the Hamilton Cardinals here as Marek Deska is working to Justin Gideon, and then one is taken away. Deska, set, ready, here's the pitch. Ground ball, it's going to get through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Beer running, he's going to head to third, and Justin Gideon moves the runner up and gets on base. And the Cardinals have something going. First and third now with just one out, and the cleanup hitter is due up, and it's going to be the right fielder, Connor Bowie. Connor Bowie will step up. Get ready to go here. The umpire is going to clean off the plate and get things going here. First and third here now for the Hamilton Cardinals, just one out. So Deska in a bit of a jam here in the first inning. They're going to try to get out of it unscathed. Here's the pitch. That one is taken for strike 1. Deska's done a pretty good job so far this game of starting batters off in the hole at 0-1. See if he can keep that up through the rest of the game. It would certainly help the Maple Leafs if he can. Here's the 0-1 pitch, taken for strike 2. It was Connor Bowie who's up right now for Hamilton. Last year in the playoffs, Hamilton in their first round series against London, Connor Bowie hit a series-clinching 3-run home run, the come-from-behind victory for Hamilton. It was their first playoff win in 15 years. So moment down. I believe we're back. Apologize for that. I think a lot of frames got dropped there, but again, not always something that's in my control here. It's kind of the risk you take when you do a live stream over Wi-Fi. There's a strike one. But if you missed it, Connor Bowie went down on strikes there. It was called strike 3. Luke Tevlin now at the plate. He fouls that one off. So now first and third with 2 out. Luke Tevlin, the first baseman here for Hamilton Cardinals. Fouls that first pitch off. Still a scoreless game here in the top of the first inning. It's that ball one. Again, apologize for the early video problems. It sometimes happens when you do a live stream over a Wi-Fi connection. For any aspiring streamers watching, a broadband connection or an Ethernet connection is always much better, but obviously where I am right now, that's not exactly possible, so I gotta use Wi-Fi begrudgingly. That's sometimes the issues, the price you pay sometimes, and sometimes you're gonna lose some frames, because Wi-Fi connection is not always the most steady and reliable. But anyway, first and third, 2 out, ground ball up through the pitcher and through for a base hit. Beer comes in to score, and Gideon is going to stop at second, but it's an RBI base hit for Luke Tevlin, and the Hamilton Cardinals are on the board here. Nice piece of hitting there from Luke Tevlin, hitting it right back up the middle. Deska had a shot at it, but didn't react quick enough, and it goes through him, and after that, there was really nobody there to make the play. So swing and a miss there from the left fielder, Jake Foden, the number 6 hitter here for the Cardinals. Cardinals now have a 1-0 lead and still looking for more here. Here's the pitch from Deska, and that one's taken just outside for ball 1. Deska has thrown strikes to just about every one of these hitters on the first pitch of their at-bats. So that's a positive for the Maple Leafs. But now the count 2-1 here to Jake Foden. One 0 Cardinals here in the top of the first inning as Chris Beer came around to score on that base hit from Luke Tevlin that you just saw. There's a swing and a miss there from Foden. As Deska's going to try to get out of this inning without any more damage. And here's the pitch. On the ground, in the dirt. Down is 2-2. Here's the pitch. Runners are going, and that's a drive into right field. It's back. It's at the wall. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Jake Foden. The only question was whether that was going to stay fair. That was definitely going to be gone. And just like that, a 3-run blast, and it's 4-0 in the top of the first. As Foden's going to make the slow trip around the bases. That ball just stayed fair down the right field line. And Foden touches them all, and it's 4-0 Cardinals early on in this game.
Hamilton center fielder Jake Chiarabel.
So 4-0 Hamilton now. Jake Chiarabel, the center fielder for the Cardinals tonight, takes strike 1 again from Deska. Swing and a miss from Chiarabel there. So a pretty deflating start for the Maple Leafs here, down 4-0 early, but obviously a lot of baseball left. Just got to try to get some runs back in the bottom half of this inning and go from there. But first, got to get out of it. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Chiarabel. Taken for ball 2. 2-2 now, count even. Here's the pitch on the way from Deska. And Mara walked away, thought that was going to be called strike 3, but not the case. The count is now 3-2. Deska threw a lot of pretty close pitches right there in that sequence, but none of them called for strikes. Here's the 3-2. in the air, into center field. Carrington's going to have a long run at it. He's going to be over his head and at the wall. He'll play it off the wall and bring it into second. Pretty strong throw, but Chiravel is in there with a stand-up double. Well hit ball there from Chiravel. And that'll bring up the 8-hitter Lane Renaud. Third baseman in this game for the Cardinals, is Justin Morrow's going to have a talk with Marek Deska on the mound. There's a strong throw in there from Greg Carrington, who was a very late addition to this game. When the lineup card was given out before the game, it was Connor Lewis on the list as the center fielder. But right after the lineup was introduced by PA announcer Gene Pereira, a change was made, so Pereira had to correct himself, and I had to correct my scoreboard, or my score sheet here, I should say, as Greg Carrington was inserted. So not sure why the late change, but Carrington in for Lewis in center field. So here's Lane Renaud taking strike one there. So again, Deska is starting off most of these at-bats with first pitch strikes. So that's a good sign, but the problem is the Cardinals are getting hits off him here. That's a called strike two. So trying to strand that runner at second and stop the bleeding here. Deska, ready. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball to the right side of the infield. It's going to be played by Dan Mara. He'll throw it over to Topley, and that'll do it. So the Maple Leafs finally get out of it, but Hamilton gets 4 runs in the top of the first. The Maple Leafs will have a chance to get cut into this lead a little bit, as we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. 4-0 Cardinals here. We'll be back in a minute. All right, here we go to the bottom of the first inning here. Maple Leafs have got their work cut out for them. They're down 4-0 here, as Ryan Santos, the left fielder, is going to lead things off here. For the Maple Leafs, here's the first pitch of the bottom half, and that is called strike one. Pitcher for the Cardinals is the right-hander Zach Gonzalez. And here's the 0-1 pitch. That is taken low for ball one. So 1-1 the count. Again, if you're just joining us, bottom of the first inning, Maple Leafs trail 4-0 here, as Hamilton got a big 3-run home run in the top half of the first from Jake Foden. Called strike two. Santos stepping in here. Santos has been a very nice addition to the Maple Leafs this season. An batting average over 400 as he drives this one into center field. Unfortunately, it's going to be right at the center fielder. And making the catch there is Jake Chiravel. Defensively for the Cardinals, Gonzalez pitching. The catcher is Connor Patterson. At first base, you got Luke Tevlin, Grant Arnold at second, Lane Renaud at third, and Chris Beer at shortstop. Jake Foden in left field. Jake Chiravel, the center fielder who just made that catch, and then Connor Bowie in right field, and Justin Gideon is the designated hitter. So Dan Mara, step to the plate here. Dan Mara, it's good to have him back. He was out for the better part of the first half of the season here with an injury, but it's good to see him back. Last game against Brantford, something odd happened as Mara was introduced. He was on the lineup card as in the game, and then his very first at bat, he was nowhere to be found, and he was gone. We were wondering what exactly happened to him, but we found out after the game what happened was, and maybe he doesn't want me to say this on the air, but Dan Mara is a paramedic. That's his regular job, and he was called, and as a paramedic, when you're called, when you're on call, you have to go. So told his team, and off he went. So the Maple Leafs, who put him in as a designated hitter, didn't really have anybody left on the bench who could take over that spot, so they had to bat their pitchers for the game. But that's the reason Mara was not there. Here's the pitch from Gonzalez. That's a called strike 3. Mara does not like the call. Has an eye at the umpire and the Bushmen over there, and the left field bleachers are really giving a word to the umpire right now. That'll bring up the catcher, Justin Mara. Maple Leafs' most dangerous hitter and has been for quite a few seasons now. He's the reigning league MVP, Justin Mara. Obviously an explosive hitter who can put runs on the board quickly. We'll see how he does here against Zach Gonzalez. That one is a called strike 1. Again, we're happy you joined us, or joined me, I should say, on this broadcast of Maple Leafs baseball. That one is in the air. It's going to be playable for the shortstop. Making the easy catch there is Chris Beer, and that is going to do it for the Maple Leafs. So 3 up, 3 down go the Leafs in the bottom of the first. So we're going to go to the top of the second inning here. It is a 4-0 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals, and we'll be right back in a minute. All right, here we go to the top of the second inning here. Still a 4-0 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. Number 9 hitter Connor Patterson, the catcher, going to lead things off for the Cardinals in the top of the second against Marek Deska as he hits a drive into left field, way back at the wall, and that one is out of here. Into the trees it goes as Connor Patterson, the first pitch of the top of the second, adds to the Cardinals' lead here, and it's a 5-0 lead. That was a no-doubter as soon as it went off of his bat. As he'll circle the bases and make it a 5-0 lead for Hamilton here.
Hamilton, shortstop, Chris Beer.
So Chris Beer, the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, will step up here after the home run from Connor Patterson, already the second home run of the game for the Cardinals. Here's a pitch from Deska. That one's taken away for the ball. So certainly not the start to this game that the Maple Leafs were hoping for. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off. Deska, ready, deals, here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, that's fouled off by Beer. Beer is what I wish I could be having right now. But I got a game to call. Maybe later. Here's the pitch from Deska. That one's away for a ball. The 5-0 lead for Hamilton right now. Second inning here. 5-0 lead for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss there from Beer. He goes down on strikes. That's the third strikeout of the game for Marek Deska. And with one out now, that'll bring up Grant Arnold, who's another strikeout victim. Strikeout back in the first.
Hamilton, second baseman, Grant Arnold.
So Arnold, the second baseman, will stand in here against Deska. Trying to have better luck than Chris Beer just did. Takes that one low for ball one. And here's the pitch. Fouled off to the backstop. So as mentioned earlier, the Hamilton Cardinals in 6th place in the IBL standings, 10-12 record. The Maple Leafs 7th at 9-14. So the Maple Leafs would love to win this game and get a little bit of ground on the team right in front of them in the standings. But they got their work cut out for them now, down 5 runs here early in this game. Deska working, here's the pitch. Check swing, appeal down, no, says the third base umpire. Looked like he held up to me from up here as well. Deska still dealing. Picked up the pace a little bit from the first inning, and that one is ball 4. As Arnold takes first base on the walk. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Justin Gideon.
Hamilton, designated hitter, Justin Gideon.
He singled and came around to score back in the first inning. And here's a pitch. And that one is low and away for ball 1. So the runner on, Deska's going to take a little more time, and that one's ball 2. That one's way outside, and now Justin Marr going to go talk to Deska. The count is now 2-0 to Justin Gideon. Gideon's a very dangerous hitter.
You okay there, Cooker?
So Mara and Deska are going to try to talk about how to approach this. A runner first base and 1 out. Already a 5-run lead for the Cardinals here. Here we go here. A little bit of a meeting on the mound, and or halfway to the mound, I should say. And now Deska dealing. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up in the air. It's going to be a run for the shortstop, but Johnston coming in. He's going to make the catch as he waves Brian Santos off. Good communication there, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Connor Bowie, the right fielder. Bowie, the other strikeout victim, back in the first inning.
Hamilton right fielder Connor Bowie.
Now 2 out. Arnold, the second baseman, taking a pretty healthy lead. It's called strike 1 there to Connor Bowie. Curious, he's going to try to steal here and try to get a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Swing and a miss there, or foul tip. So he got a piece of it, but into the glove of the catcher Justin Mara. So count now 0-2. So Deska's going to try to get out of it here on this pitch. And going is the runner. Here's the throw down from Mara, and it's high and into center field, and heading over to third is Grant Arnold. And it's going to be a throw in, but not in time, as Arnold is now standing on third base. As he steals second and then heads to third on the throwing error from Justin Mara. So now runner at third, 90 feet away from home. But still 2 out, as Deska still 1 strike away from getting out of this. Here's the pitch, and that one is away and past the catcher, but not going is Bowie, as Mara was on that very quickly. So nice play there from Mara to go grab that wild pitch. Keep the runner at third.
Did you go down? Did you go down? Did you get your picture taken? And got her picture. Wow.
So now Deska ready. Here's the pitch. And in the dirt again, and that one gets by, and now Bowie's coming in, and he's going to come in and score on the second straight wild pitch. And it's now a 6-0 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. A wild trip around the bases, to say the least, for Grant Arnold. He reached first on the walk, second on the stolen base, third on the throwing error, and then reached home on the wild pitch. So now a 6-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Deska's still trying to get out of it. That one's in the air, and it's going to go foul down the right field, or down the first base side. So deflating start, to say the least, here for the Maple Leafs, but still a lot of time. Just got to find a way to get these Hamilton batters out. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Connor Bowie, his second strikeout of the game. And Deska finally gets out of it, but not before giving up 2 more runs to this Hamilton offense. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. It is a 6-0 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll be right back. All right, here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Maple Leafs have a lot of catching up to do. 6-0 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. Number 4 hitter here, Marcus Connect, going to lead things off. Right fielder in this one. Zach Gonzalez out for inning number 2 for the Cardinals. Count now 1-0 to Marcus Connect, the cleanup hitter for the Maple Leafs tonight. Maple Leafs went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, and we'll see how they go here. That one's popped in the air. It's really high, but it's going to stay in the infield. It's going to be a play here for the third baseman. And making the catch there is Lane Renaud, and there's one away here in the bottom of the second. And that's going to bring up the third baseman for the Maple Leafs, John Salazzo.
Now batting for third baseman, John Salazzo.
All right, third baseman Salazzo standing up here. Left-handed batter waiting for the pitch from Gonzalez. He takes that one outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. Gonzalez with a little bit of a hesitation in that delivery. We're trying to throw the timing off of some of these hitters. So the count's now 2-0. And there you see that little leg hesitation move again. In the air, into left field, well hit, to the wall, and gone. John Salazzo gets the Maple Leafs on the board. Their first hit and their first run of the game comes on a blast off the bat of Salazzo, and that's now a 6-1 lead for the Cardinals. So Salazzo touches them all and goes back to the dugout as the Maple Leafs are now on the board. And now just down 5 runs. That'll bring up the first baseman for this one and the regular everyday Maple Leafs manager, Damon Toppoli. Takes a first pitch strike. Topoli's the manager, and you don't normally see managers in the game in the IBL, but Topoli's the exception to the rule, as all through this season he has been up and down the Maple Leafs lineup. Maple Leafs have had their share of injuries, more than their fair share of injuries through this season, and when the roster's a little bit depleted, Toppoli is always ready to step in and help his team out any way he can, and that includes jumping into the lineup, playing a little first base, playing a little DH, even taking the outfield at times as he puts that one into the air and the right fielder going to come over and make the catch. So there's 2 away for the Maple Leafs here. And that'll bring up Cooper Lamb, the designated hitter in this one for Toronto.
Now batting for Toronto, designated hitter, Cooper Lamb.
Again, a really, really nice night here, or evening I should say, not quite night yet, at Christie Pits Park. As the first pitch there, swing and a miss from Cooper Lamb. Maple Leafs, as I said, have gotten very fortunate with weather so far this season. They haven't had any home games delayed because of rain or any other inclement weather. And today, no exception, a gorgeous day. There's a ground ball, 2/3, can be played on a hop and thrown over to first, and that will do it for the Maple Leafs. But they get on the board thanks to a big home run, an opposite field home run from John Salazzo. And we'll go to the top of the third. It is now a 6-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll be right back in a minute. All right, here we go to the third inning here. Luke Tevlin going to lead things off for the Hamilton Cardinals. Tevlin, the first baseman in this one for Hamilton. Lead it off. Merrick Deska out for his third inning of work. They try to bounce back, gave up 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second. So we can try to have a better result here as that one is fouled off. First pitch to Tevlin. Tevlin is the number 5 hitter in this lineup for the Cardinals. He had a RBI single and came around to score in his first at-bat back in the first. That one is in the air. That one is going to go foul as well. So it's a 6-1 lead right now for Hamilton. It was 6-0 before last inning. John Salazzo went yard off of Zach Gonzalez. It's so far the only run and the only hit that the Maple Leafs have been able to manage. That one is taken away by Tevlin. And here's the pitch. That one is going to be fouled off as well. So Deska going to step off the mound a little bit and then get ready to go here. Pitches a lot more quickly when he's going right from when he's got his full windup going. There's a swing and a miss there as Tevlin is down on strikes. And with 1 away, that's going to bring up Jake Foden, the left fielder in this one for Hamilton.
Left fielder, Jake Foden.
And Foden had the most damaging hit so far for Hamilton, a 3-run home run back in the first inning. That made the score 4-0. He fouls that one off. And here's the pitch. A swing and a miss there from Foden. Count 0-2 as foul tip, says the umpire. Here's Deska with the 0-2 pitch, working very quickly. On the ground and through the left side for a base hit. So Foden is 2 for 2 with a home run and a single here now. So with 1 away, the Cardinals have a base runner, and it's going to be Foden sitting at first base, and the center fielder, Jake Chiraval, is going to come up here. Chiraval's 1 for 1 in this one. He had a double back in the first, stranded at second. The only base runner that the Cardinals have left on. Stand in against Deska. Ooh, looked like a good pitch, but at least from up here, umpire says no. Foden standing at first, and Deska gave him a little look there. Deska ready. Foden not going. There's the pitch, and that one's taken for a strike. Again, if you're just joining us, it's the top of the third inning. It is a 6-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Taking it over, and to first, but not in time for the double play as they get the lead runner. So Foden retired on the fielder's choice. So Chiraval now standing on first base. It's going to bring up Lane Renaud, the third baseman, now with 2 out.
Hamilton, third baseman, Lane Renaud.
It was a good play there from the shortstop Ryan Johnson to quickly turn that double play, or quickly turn the first half of the double play. Not quite able to get Chiraval, who's got a lot of speed there. But they were able to get Foden at second, and then another pickoff here is getting back to first is Chiraval. Wonder if Chiraval is going to be going here again with 2 out, runner on first, A lot of speed there, too. Seems natural they tried to send him. And time is called there. As a baseball went onto the field up in center field, so Craig Carrington had to go get it, throw it back out of play.
Michael was just showing me
So we're back ready to go here.
he's going to debate it.
And here's the pitch to Renaud, and that one is fouled off to the backstop. Another beautiful day for baseball here at Christie Pits Park. Beautiful evening for baseball. A lot of fans have come out to support the team. Always good to see. This is, again, the only ballpark in the IBL where you get in for free. Come watch the team, support the team. Buy some food, buy some ticket sales, and try to do ticket draws for prizes every game. Support the team as much as you can by getting out here and tuning into some Maple Leafs baseball. That one's high and away to Lane Renaud. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. Big swing there from Renaud. Count now. Leave it 2-2. There's a pitch, swing and a miss, and down goes Renaud, and Deska gets out of it. So he's first scoreless inning of the evening, as he allows the base hit and nothing more. As we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning, it is still a 6-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll be right back in a minute. Ryan Johnston, the shortstop, going to lead things off here for the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the third inning. Zach Gonzalez still out for the Cardinals. He's only given up one hit so far. It was the home run to John Salazzo. That one's grounded foul along the third base side. It's a 6-1 lead here in the bottom of the third for Hamilton over Toronto. There's a ground ball. Gone foul as well. Johnston quickly in the hole here, 0-2. Johnston, the number 8 hitter here for the Maple Leafs. Gonzalez ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Another leg kick there with his delivery. That one's fouled off.
That's what I did. I know.
These leg kicks and kind of hesitation moves is reminded me of Yonder Martinez from last season in Kitchener. He was the king of that kind of thing, and he would pitch with a toothpick in his mouth and have all these kind of weird deliveries, would take as much time as he could possibly take on the mound. When Yonder Martinez was on the mound, you knew the game was going to take maybe 5 hours to finish. It got to ridiculous, absurd extremes a lot of the time last year when he was on the mound. The Maple Leafs had a playoff series against Kitchener last season, and those games just took forever. Gonzalez not nearly that bad, but he does have a little bit of hesitation moves now and then. And that was a line drive and caught by the third baseman. Really nice play there to record the out. Great play there from Lane Renaud as he leaps up and times it perfectly to take a hit away from Ryan Johnston.
Now back to Toronto. Center fielder Greg Carrington.
So here's the center fielder, the number 9 hitter, Greg Carrington, for the Maple Leafs. He swings and misses for strike one. Carrington was a very late addition to this game. The lineup card was announced as Connor Lewis as the center fielder, the number 9 hitter, but about 2 minutes before the game, it was a very late addition as Gene Pereira made a correction on the lineup card, and Greg Carrington was put in Connor Lewis's place. So not sure why there was a late decision there, but Carrington is in the game and Lewis is out. So here's the pitch, and that one's fouled off by Carrington. I haven't seen Carrington in a little while because Lewis has been back from the injured list, but I thought Carrington actually filled in pretty well for Lewis. He got on base pretty consistently, played some pretty solid defensive play in center. So we'll see how he does here. As he probably didn't know that he was starting this game until about 5 minutes before the game started. So always interesting to see how players react to that. So here's the pitch. And that one's taken in. This is the number 9 hitter. Your job is just to turn that lineup over. Get on base. Don't try to do anything too crazy. Just get on base and set things up for the top of the order. Here's the pitch from Gonzalez. It's a ground ball played by the first baseman. Going to be a tough play, but coming over to cover first is the pitcher, Gonzalez, and they get Carrington by a step. So that'll bring up the top of the order, Ryan Santos, with 2 out here. Santos, the left fielder in this one for the Maple Leafs.
Now back to Toronto. Left fielder Ryan Santos.
Santos 0 for 1. He flew out to center field in his first at bat. It's a pretty well hit ball, actually, but unfortunately hit right to where the center fielder Charaval was. And it takes that one high inside for ball 1. Again, a 6-1 lead here for the Hamilton Cardinals. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 out. Nobody on base for Toronto. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Santos. Up the middle for a base hit. That one's not going to be caught by Charaval. And Santos is aboard as he continues this great season that he's having for the Maple Leafs. His batting average
Second baseman Dan Mara.
remains over 400. So to bring up the second baseman, Dan Mara. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. He was not happy with the called strike 3. Meanwhile, the Maple Leafs do have someone warming up in the bullpen right now. So we'll see if Marek Deska comes out for the 4th inning or not. Here's the first pitch to Dan Mara, called the ball just outside. Santos standing at first. Again, always curious to see if they're going to run in this situation. 2 out, try to get a runner into scoring position. Santos, there he goes. Didn't get a great jump, but here's the throw. It's a good throw, but just in there is Santos. So a stolen base there. And now the Maple Leafs do have that runner in scoring position for Dan Mara. Didn't look like he got the best jump, but it wasn't the strongest of throws either from the catcher, Connor Patterson. And it looked like he just got in ahead of the throw. So he picks up the stolen base. That's the first stolen base of the game for the Maple Leafs. And now Mara's going to bat with a runner in scoring position. And he takes the strike there. That's what you got to do if you're the Maple Leafs. There's still a lot of game left to be played. We're obviously in the third inning. Still a lot of game left, so try to just get in one run at a time. Gonzalez looked like he wanted that pitch to be strike 3, but it was not called. So Mara steps back in, gets ready, gets set. There we go. Gonzalez taking a long time here. And here's the pitch. That's in the dirt, and that gets away. So that's ball 4, and now Santos is going to move up, and that one almost went into the dugout. So Patterson had to run over and grab it. But now Santos is standing at third, and Mara is aboard after the walk issued to him. So Santos advances on the wild pitch, and now Justin Mara, the Leafs' most dangerous hitter, at the plate here with a chance to really cut into this lead. Again, it's a 6-1 lead here for the Cardinals. They scored 4 runs in the top of the first, 2 more in the second. Maple Leafs got 1 back from the home run from John Salazzo, which up until this inning was the only hit the Leafs had. But they now have, in fact, actually they only have 1 hit in this inning. It was the Ryan Santos base hit, as Mara obviously reached on the walk. So Mara steps up here with a good chance to try to get the Leafs a little bit closer. First and third, and 2 out. Here's the pitch, fouled off by Mara. It's only the third inning, but this feels like a big point in the game for the Maple Leafs because they have to try to cut into this lead when they can. Who better to do it than the reigning league MVP, Justin Mara? Here's the pitch from Gonzalez. That one's just got a piece to Justin Mara. But now there's 2 strikes. Mara steps back out and gets set in the batter's box again. None of that fancy leg kick stuff from Gonzalez now with runners on base, of course. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Mara shakes his head after that one. I'm sure he doesn't like that call, but he takes the called strike 3, and that's going to do it for the Maple Leafs. So they get first and third, but can't cash them in. And they still trail this one by a score of 6-1. So we'll go to the top of the 4th. Hamilton due up. We'll be back in a minute. So here we go to the top of the fourth inning here.
Mary in the press box.
Again, it is a 6-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals.
Catcher Connor Patterson.
Connor Patterson going to lead things off here. He led things off in the second inning as well and did so with a first pitch home run over the left field wall. So the Maple Leafs going to obviously hope for a better result here. Deska still out there working. Takes strike one, or Patterson takes strike one from Deska, I should say. Maple Leafs had a guy warming up in the bullpen during their batting half of the third inning, but that pitcher is now taking a seat again, and Deska is continuing to work here. He had his best inning so far back in the last inning, so he's going to continue here as Patterson fouls that one off. He's now at 2 strikes. And here's the pitch from Marek Deska. Called strike 3, and down goes Patterson on strikes. So Deska, though he hasn't had the type of outing he'd like, does have 7 strikeouts already on the game. And now Chris Beer will step up. He is 0 for 1. He came in to score in the first inning after he was hit by a pitch and then struck out in the second. And he takes that one for a strike. We're only in the 4th inning, and there's only 3 batters in the Hamilton lineup that Marek Deska hasn't struck out yet. He takes that one in the dirt. Deska, ready. Gets the leadoff man here, Chris Beer. The leadoff hitter, I should say, not the leadoff man in his inning. Deska trying to get himself into a groove here. Here's the pitch. That one is driven deep into left field. The ball's carrying, and that one is going to get out of here. Into the tree it goes, and that's a home run for Chris Beer. And that restores the 6-run lead for Hamilton, as it's now a 7-1 lead as Chris Beer goes deep. That's the 3rd home run of the game already for the Hamilton Cardinals. And now it's a 7-1 lead here for the Cardinals. And Grant Arnold will step in here. He takes that one low. Arnold is 0 for 1 in this one. Struck out looking in the first and then walked and came around to score in maybe the most unconventional way. He walked to get to first, stole a base to get to second, advanced to third on the errant throw by the catcher Justin Mara, and then came in to score on a wild pitch. So that is the definition of scoring a run without getting a hit. So Arnold steps in here with 1 out, and that's a base hit into right field. So Arnold is now 1 for 2 on the day. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Justin Gideon. He is 1 for 2 as well at a base hit and came in to score in the first. Also popped out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. And there's going to be a meeting at the mound here. Peter Topley and Damon Topley going to come out and have a chat with Marek Deska, and we'll see if there's a change made here. Topley going to have a chat over with Deska. Hasn't taken the ball from him. So I think they're going to keep Deska in here. Just giving him instruction on how to throw to Gideon. Topley going to make the walk back to the dugout. Again, the Maple Leafs had a guy warming up in the bottom half of the third, so maybe he could be standing by ready to go. Not really sure. He is back on the mound in the dugout, or in the bullpen, I should say. Looks like he's going to start throwing again. Here's a swing and a miss from Justin Gideon. As mentioned, Gideon 1 for 2. And this one, runner on first is Grant Arnold. Gideon, the designated hitter here for the Hamilton Cardinals, takes strike 2. Count 0-2 right away. Deska going to try to get back in the groove of things here. And it's now a 7-1 lead for Hamilton here in the top of the 4th. And here's the pitch. And just inside. Again, Mara walked it over like as if that was going to be strike 3, but home plate umpire does not give him the call. The count now 1-2. Deska, set. Here's the pitch, and going is the runner, and strike 3 is the call. And that is just 2 out. Mara thought that was the 3rd out and threw the ball away. And Mara got lucky there. So Arnold steals on, I guess you'd call it a stolen base, a mental mistake there from Justin Mara. He had a very good jump, so he was going to have second base stolen anyway, whether Mara tried to make the throw down or not. But strike 3 is the call, so Gideon goes down, and now Connor Bowie, the right fielder, is up. Yeah, you definitely saw Mara throw that ball away as he thought the inning was over after the called strike 3, but Deska hurried over and grabbed that ball to make sure that Arnold couldn't advance any further. So Connor Bowie steps up here. He is 0 for 2, struck out twice. Deska's now got a runner at second base to deal with. Pitches strike 1 to Connor Bowie, the right fielder. Bowie, the cleanup hitter, number 4 hitter in the lineup. And here's the pitch. In the air, into left field. It's going to stay in the yard. It's going to be playable for Ryan Santos. He leaps under it and makes the catch. And that is the 3rd out of the 4th inning. So the Hamilton Cardinals strand a runner. And the Maple Leafs get out of it. But another home run, this one off the bat of Chris Beer, makes the score 7-1 in favor of the Hamilton Cardinals. Maple Leafs have their work cut out for them. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back in a minute. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th here. Marcus Knecht going to lead things off, the cleanup hitter for the Maple Leafs. Going up against Zach Gonzalez, who's...
Off the bottom of the 4th for Toronto, right fielder Marcus Knecht.
Gonzalez having a pretty good start so far. He's given up just 2 hits. The one was a home run to John Salazzo. Knecht up. He popped out in his first at-bat of this game. Here's the first pitch, and that is a little off speed to lead off this inning. It goes for a ball. The count is 1-0. Knecht ready and waiting. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up. It's going to go out of play over the first base dugout. So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning here. A 7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. Zach Gonzalez is giving up just 1 run on 2 hits for Hamilton. Continuing to work here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. That one's called for strike 2. Count 1 and 2 now to Marcus Connect. And Gonzalez steps off the mound, gonna regain his composure. And ready again. More games with the leg motions. A little bit of hesitation. Trying to throw off the timing of these Maple Leafs hitters. Can't argue with the results so far. He's given up just 2 hits.
When you were in your late 20s, you did that. That was like 5 years ago, right?
No, never.
So Gonzalez hesitates again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Marcus Connect, so he goes down on strikes. So 1 away here. That's going to bring up John Salazzo, who represents the only run of the game for the Maple Leafs. Is back in the 2nd. He took Gonzalez deep, an opposite field shot over the left field wall. They'll step in again here and try to recreate that.
Boys love baseball nuts. Ice cream or Baskin Robbins is the only one that makes it. They only make it during the summer months.
And called strike 1. Looked like it was inside, but strike is the call. So here's the 0-1 pitch coming from Gonzalez. And that one's taken low for ball 1. Maple Leafs have a pretty busy week ahead of them. They had the game on Sunday, game today, and then they hit the road for a couple of games, and then they're back home on Sunday again to take on the Welland Jackfish. It's a ground ball. That one's fair. It's going to be played by the first baseman, an easy play over, and Salazzo is retired. So Damon Topley will come to the plate now. Topley's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field in his first at bat.
First baseman Damon Topley.
Last year, Damon Topley moved into 2nd all-time in the IBL hits record. So a great accomplishment for him. Obviously a veteran of the league, has been in the league for a long time. Has seen it all. Was a member of the Maple Leafs championship team.
Barry.
Oh, God, it's got to be.
There's a ground ball. Going to be played by the shortstop and thrown over to first by Chris Beer. And 3 up, 3 down go the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 4th. So we're going to go to the 5th inning here. It is a 7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll see if Marek Deska is out to take the mound, and actually that'll confirm it as the new pitcher, number 37, is coming in for the Maple Leafs. We'll let him get warmed up, and we'll take a break. We'll be right back in a minute.
first baseman Luke Neville.
So the top of fifth we go here. Luke Tevlin going to lead things off for the Hamilton Cardinals here against the new pitcher for the Maple Leafs. Big right-hander Juan Carlos Enriquez. First pitch from Enriquez is low for a ball. There's the pitch, ground ball to first. Topley will take it himself and will make the play unassisted. And one quick out here for Enriquez. That'll bring up Jake Foden.
Left fielder Jake Foden.
Left fielder here had the big hit in the first inning to put Hamilton up 4. He had a 3-run home run there with 2 out in that first inning. That gave the Cardinals a pretty commanding lead, really right out of the gate in this game. And the Maple Leafs have not been able to manage to come back since then. They now trail at 7-1 onto their second pitcher here, Enriquez. There's a swing and a miss there from Foden. This is the first time I'm seeing Enriquez as one of these broadcasts. He's a big presence on the mound, very tall and very intimidating. There's a swing and a miss there. Not afraid to throw some heat by the looks of it. Foden couldn't keep up to that one. Enriquez ready. Here's the pitch, and that one is well outside. The lights have turned on here at Christie Pits Park as we're nearing 9 o'clock here. And he's ready to go. There's a swing and a miss there from Jake Foden. So that's the first strikeout of the evening for Enriquez. And it'll bring up the center fielder, Jake Chiravalli.
Hamilton center fielder Jake Chiraval.
Chiraval. Not sure exactly how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to go with it. Chiraval here standing up to the plate here, and that one's well outside. Chiraval's 1 for 2. Had a double back in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in his last at bat. And that one's taken outside as well. So it counts 2-0 now to Chiraval. Enriquez, ready to go, 2-0 pitch. Called for strike 1.
Was that a
2-1 pitch. That one is taken for ball 3. So Marek Deska's line is up. He went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 8 hits, and 8 strikeouts. So strikeout total was high, but couldn't get Hamilton players out consistently, and he's in line to lose. So it's 2 strikes now. Counts 2-2 to Chiraval. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It may have been a foul tip. Yep, that was the call from the umpire. So 2 big strikeouts for Juan Carlos Enriquez. Gotta like what you see there from the Maple Leafs pitcher. And with that, the Hamilton Cardinals go down in order for the first time this game. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Maple Leafs going to try to cut into this lead again. Again, 7-1 lead for the Cardinals as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in a minute. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning. Designated hitter Cooper Lamb going to lead things off here.
Designated hitter Cooper Lamb.
Cooper Lamb grounded out his first at bat. See how it goes here. His second go around against Zach Gonzalez.
Michael loves this card.
Gonzalez still's only given up 2 hits on the game.
One of the key fob ones. They're expensive.
And here's the first pitch, and it's fouled off. He just got a piece of it. Did Cooper Lamb.
And you found it? Does he have a key, the War Am's key tag?
No, and I told him it would be nice if he had.
I lost.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Lamb. That one's outside for ball 1. So if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. So they've scored most of their runs on home runs as Hamilton. A 3-run home run back in the first inning. It was part of a 4-run inning. Home run courtesy of Luke Bowden. And then a home run to lead off the second from Connor Patterson. And then another home run later in the game from Chris Beer. Maple Leafs have 1 home run of their own. That came off the bat of John Salazzo. It's one of only 2 hits they have in this game.
They're probably under some rush.
That's where we are, a 6-run deficit for the Maple Leafs, and we're now in the 5th inning. So they've got to start cutting into this lead, but they have to find a way to start hitting off of Zach Gonzalez. And it's a swing and a miss there from Cooper Lamb as he goes down on strikes. So that's the 4th strikeout of the game for Zach Gonzalez, and it'll bring up Ryan Johnston, the shortstop. Johnston is 0 for 1. He lined out in his first at bat off a great play from the third baseman. And he's showing bunt there, but doesn't pull it back fast enough. Called strike 1. He was robbed of a base hit in the first inning, or in his first at bat, I should say, the 3rd inning, off a great leaping play from Lane Renaud, the third baseman. Timed it perfectly and climbed the ladder to rob Johnson of a base hit and potentially extra bases. Johnson stepping back in again. He'll get ready here. Gonzalez still with those hesitation moves. Here's the pitch. That one is away, gets away from the catcher as well. Again, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Gonzalez hesitates. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Johnston. Count 1 and 2, I believe. And Gonzalez ready. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up in the air. It's going to be playable into right field, and coming over in and making the catch is the right fielder Connor Bowie. And there's 2 away here for the number 9 hitter Greg Carrington. So Carrington, he's 0 for 1 in this one. Grounded out to first base back in his first at bat. See how he goes here against Gonzalez. See if the Maple Leafs can work a little 2-out magic here in the 5th. That one's in the air and going to be having to back up a little bit as the left fielder, but he goes over and makes the catch, and the Maple Leafs go down quietly in the bottom of the 5th. So we're through 5 innings. The game's official, and we're going to go to the top of the 6th. It's still a 7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. All right, here we go to the 6th inning. Lane Renaud, the third baseman, going to lead things off against Juan Carlos Enriquez in for his 2nd inning of work here. It's a 7-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals.
The 6th for Hamilton, third baseman Lane Renaud.
As Renaud will step in, and Enriquez had a very impressive 1st inning in this game. 3 up, 3 down, struck out 2. And he's back out here for a 2nd inning of work. He's in relief of Merrick Deska, who went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs. 6 of them earned. And here's the first pitch from Enriquez. Ground ball. It's going to be foul down the third base side. Heads into the Maple Leafs bullpen where nobody's warming up. I'm going to try to ride Enriquez as long as they can, by the looks of it. So lovely afternoon has now turned into a lovely evening here at Christie Pits Park as the lights have come on. And the bugs have calmed down a bit, so that's always nice. Enriquez ready. There's a pitch. That one's driven deep into left field. It's going to go all the way back, and it's going to go over the fence for a home run. It just got over the fence. Did that one. It looked like it was going to come down and be a playable ball off the wall, but it just carried enough. So another home run as Lane Renaud puts another Cardinal run on the board, and it's now an 8-1 lead as he steps emphatically on home plate. The 4th home run of the game for Hamilton. All 4 from different players. And Connor Patterson, the number 9 hitter, who has one of the home runs himself, steps up. Takes that one high and inside from Enriquez. Patterson swings and misses through the heat from Enriquez. So it's now an 8-1 lead for Hamilton here. Ground ball to short. It's going to be played on a hop by Johnson. Throw it over to first in time to get Connor Patterson. And one away here. In the 6th inning, it'll bring up the leadoff man, Chris Beer, who went deep in his last at-bat.
Batting for Hamilton, shortstop Chris Beer.
He's 1 for 2. As mentioned, home run back in the 4th inning. It's also struck out, was hit by a pitch and came around to score. So he scored 2 runs and an RBI on the home run. And there's a drive into right field. It's going to be played by Marcus Connect, who makes the catch. So there's 2 out now. 1 pitch, 1 out there as Chris Beer is retired. It'll bring up the 2nd baseman, Grant Arnold.
Batting for Hamilton, 2nd baseman Grant Arnold.
Arnold is 1 for 2. Also, Walken came around to score back in the 2nd inning. 2 out, bases empty. 1. First pitch is outside for ball 1. There's a 1-0 pitch from Enriquez. Fly ball. It's going to be in the air, playable. Carrington's going to have a long run, but he'll come in and make the catch. And that's the 3rd and final out of the top of the 6th. But the Hamilton Cardinals get another run on the board as Lane Renaud goes deep off Enriquez. So the Maple Leafs have an even bigger hole to crawl themselves out of. So it's an 8-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th here. Ryan Santos, leadoff man for the Maple Leafs, going to lead things off. In the bottom of the 6th, Zach Gonzalez out for his 6th inning of work here. He's only given up 2 hits in this game. One was a home run from John Salazzo, and the other hit coming from the man at the plate right now, Ryan Santos. That was back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch, and that one is low for ball 1. Gonzalez has also only walked 1 batter. That came back in the 3rd inning as well. He's been in control all game. He's got 2 balls here now to Ryan Santos. Santos having a great season at the plate for the Maple Leafs. Batting average over 400, one of the tops in the league. And there's a ground ball over to shortstop. It's played on, just getting the out there is Chris Beer. Chris Beer looked like he double clutched it at short and fired one over. It didn't look like he was going to get the throw over there in time, but I guess it beat Santos by a half a step. Crowd not happy about that one. Neither was Santos. But it counts as a ground out to the shortstop, and now Dan Mara is going to step up to the plate here. Steps up, ground ball. That's going to be foul down the 3rd base side. Heads to the Maple Leafs dugout. So 1 out here. Again, it's an 8-1 lead here for Hamilton. It's a fly ball. It's going to go into a tricky part of the ballpark, but coming over to make the catch is Chris Beer. That's a nice play from the shortstop there. So he comes in, covers a lot of ground out there in shallow left field. And now Justin Mara comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in this one. Struck out in his last at bat. The Maple Leafs in this game, they're having trouble getting deep into counts. There haven't been very many long at bats in this one on the Maple Leafs side. As Zach Gonzalez is really having his way. There's a swing and a miss there from Justin Mara. Last game against Brantford, I remember John Salazzo had a couple of really long at-bats against the Brantford pitcher Edison Frias. We've had no such at-bats in this game here against Gonzalez. Here's the windup, here's the pitch. Taken just outside for ball 1. And here's the pitch. And that one is taken high and outside for ball 2. It counts now 2-1 to Justin Mara. Gonzalez looking to finish off his 6th inning here. Here's the pitch. In the air, into center field. Is well hit, but it's going to hang up there and make an easy play for Charavalli. And there go the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 6th. 3 up, 3 down again. As Gonzalez has now retired 10 in a row. So we're going to go to the 7th inning. It is still an 8-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll be right back in a minute.
Justin Gideon.
7th inning we go here. Justin Gideon going to lead things off for the Hamilton Cardinals. Gideon's 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out in his last at bat. The first inning he base hit and came around to score. Juan Carlos Enriquez out for his 3rd inning of work here. First pitch, peel down, no, says the third base umpire. Counts 1-0. Enriquez has looked pretty good in his first 2 innings here. He did give up the home run in the 2nd inning of work to Lane Renaud, but that one just barely got over the fence. Of the 4 home runs that Hamilton has hit, that one was the biggest paint scraper of all of them. There's a strike to Justin Gideon. Enriquez ready. And here's the pitch. That one's fouled. Goes to the backstop. Maple Leafs have not had a game to remember here, but worth noting is a called strike 3 there on Gideon. I was about to say, as it ties in well to what I'm about to say, every player in this Hamilton lineup has struck out at least once. So the Maple Leafs are racking up the strikeouts at the very least. That's the 2nd strikeout of Justin Gideon. And here's another guy who struck out twice in this game, Connor Bowie, the right fielder. He is 0 for 3. He steps up here, the cleanup hitter for Hamilton. He fouls that one off. That one's headed my direction, but doesn't even get to the hill. Bowie's up right now. He's the only Hamilton player in this game without a hit. 0 for 3 right now. Up against Enriquez is a ground ball foul, where it goes right into the Maple Leafs dugout.
Scoreboard you can see. What a strange idea to put out in the outfield where everybody can see.
Yeah, and we are in the top of the 7th inning here. The Maple Leafs trail this one by a score of 8-1. Hamilton, if you're just joining us, Hamilton got 4 runs in the top of the 1st, right off the bat. Big hit, a 3-run home run from Jake Foden, so that put the Leafs in a hole right away, and Hamilton has just poured it on since then. They've got 4 home runs in this game from 4 different batters. Maple Leafs do have a home run of their own from John Salazzo, but that is the only run the Maple Leafs have gotten. There's a ground ball, 2 short. It's going to be played by Johnston. Nice play to keep it in front of him, but not in time to get Connor Bowie, who's got some speed. He beats it out. That's an infield single, so now every member of the Hamilton lineup has gotten at least 1 hit. It was a nice play by Johnston to keep that ball in front of him. It was hit really hard. He had to slide over a little bit and got it, but Bowie's got a lot of speed and he beats it out. So now Luke Tevlin will bat with a runner on. 1 out. Tevlin, the first baseman, he is 1 for 3 in this one. Base hit, RBI single, and he came around to score back in the 1st. And here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Played by Mara, steps on second, over to first. Airmails to throw a little bit, but in time for the double play. So the Maple Leafs get out of the inning. They give up the base hit, but immediately erase it on the double play. So we go into the bottom of the 7th. The Maple Leafs still have a lot of catching up to do. It's an 8-1 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. We'll be back in a minute.
Leading off the bottom of the seventh, right fielder Marcus Connect.
Marcus Connect, the leadoff man for this inning for the Maple Leafs. It is an 8-1 lead for Hamilton here as Zach Gonzalez continues to work. He's going to try to work his 7th inning here. And there's a check swing from Connect, but he holds off, and the count is 1-0. So again, if you're just joining us, Hamilton jumped out to a 4-run lead right off the bat in the top of the first, thanks to a 3-run home run from Luke Foden. That put the Maple Leafs into a hole right away, and they haven't been able to climb out of it yet. Meanwhile, Hamilton has continued to dig a big hole, to dig an even bigger hole, as that one's fouled off by Connect. Hamilton has hit 4 home runs in this game, all from different batters. Maple Leafs have 1 home run from John Salazzo, but that is the only run they've got this game. In fact, they only have 1 other hit. As Gonzalez has retired 10 straight batters here. The umpire having a bit of a look over at the Hamilton dugout there. Someone may have said something. But Gonzalez ready to go again. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. That's Connect. Steps out of the batter's box for a moment. And we'll get back in here as the Maple Leafs have a lot of catching up to do here and just 3 innings to do it. That's a good start, as that's going to be a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to be extra bases for Marcus Connect. He's going to go into second with a stand-up double as the throw comes in late. So that's a good start for the Maple Leafs here in the bottom of the 7th as they get their first hit since the 3rd inning. Great hitting there for Marcus Connect as he takes it to straightaway center over the head of everybody. And now John Salazzo, who has accounted for the only run of the game with the home run back in the 2nd inning, is going to step in here against Gonzalez. Here's the pitch, and he's taken for strike 1. Looked like an off-speed pitch there to start the at-bat off. Salazzo's 1 for 2, the home run I mentioned in the 2nd. He also grounded out to first in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch with runner on second. That one almost got by the catcher, Connor Patterson, but he holds on to it. So Connect still standing at second. Maple Leaf fans here looking for something to cheer about. Salazzo going to try to give it to him. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off. It's going to head into the stands, or onto the hill, I should say. Salazzo getting ready. He stands in, he's ready. And Gonzalez having to... That one's foul, that one's heading towards the press box, and it hits it. Always my biggest fear when I'm doing these games is that the ball's going to get fouled off and head in my direction. I have to try to make a play, sacrifice my my life and limb to try to protect this equipment. If any of this equipment gets hit, that's pretty much game over for me. And that one is just inside. Salazzo's still alive here. Steps back in. This is one of the longer at-bats the Maple Leafs have had throughout this whole game. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Salazzo working the count full. And Connect still standing on second base. And Gonzalez having to work a long at-bat for first time in a long time in this game. Here's the pitch. Driven deep by Salazzo. That one's going to head. It's in play, and it's going to be rushed over and caught by the right fielder. Nice play there. Had to cover a lot of ground. It looked well hit, but I think he just got under it and just pulled it a little bit too much as Connor Bowie's able to run over and make the catch. We saw back in last inning, Connor Bowie's got a lot of speed on him, so he's able to cover a lot of ground there and run over and make the catch. Looked like it was just in foul territory. So 1 out now. Damon Topley going to bat here. Topley's 0 for 2. He grounded out to short in his last at bat. There's a swing and a miss from Topley there. One thing I've noticed with Topley, when he's up the plate, he very rarely strikes out. He always tries to put the ball in play, and normally he's able to do it. So see how it goes here. Count is 0-1. And he fouls that one off. That one might stay in the park, actually. And not able to pull it in. I think it just went out of play. So 0-2 now the count on Topley. And this is when Topley kind of grinds down and protects that zone and tries to get something in play and try to get something going. So we'll see if he's able to do it here. Runner on second, still 1 out. And he's going to try to steps off the mound there and try to keep watch of him, but there's nobody covering second base anyway, so not much you could probably do. So Connect at second, here's the pitch, and that's a base hit for Damon Topley. Connect is running, he's going to be waved in, there's going to be a play at the plate here, and it's cut off by the pitcher, and the Maple Leafs score their second run of the game. An RBI base hit for Damon Topley. Connect was running on contact there, and Topley brings him in. So the Maple Leafs get their second run of the game. It's now a 6-run lead again for the Hamilton Cardinals, and the manager coming out to speak to Zach Gonzalez, and that might be it for Gonzalez. As the manager comes over, and looks like he might be ready to give him the hook here, or he's just going to have a word with him. I thought he was going to take the ball, but looks like he's just going to give him some words of encouragement and keep him in the game here. A little surprised to see it, but Gonzalez has had a very nice game, so he will stay in the game and pitch to Cooper Lamb, the designated hitter for the Maple Leafs. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in his last at-bat. Topley is standing at first base, and Lamb fouls off the first pitch. That one's going to go out of play. So it's now an 8-2 lead for Hamilton. The Maple Leafs trying to claw their way back into this game. We're in the 7th inning here, still down 6 runs, so they still have a long way to go. And here's the pitch, and that one is low and away. So the count is 1-1. So this is the first time that Zach Gonzalez has been struggling in an inning in quite a while. I imagine this is probably the last inning Zach Gonzalez is going to have, no matter what happens. There is a Hamilton pitcher warming up, looks like a left-hander. Here's the pitch. Taken outside, ball 2. There is the left-hander warming up in the Hamilton bullpen. Gonzalez is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing, and he just fouled it off, actually. Excuse me. Did Connor Lamb, so the count's going to go even at 2-2. So Lamb's ready. Here's the lineup. Here's the pitch. And ground ball through the right side for a base hit. A base hit for Cooper Lamb will move the runners up, and Topley will go to second. Now Lamb's aboard with the base hit, and we'll see if that is going to do it for Zach Gonzalez. We'll see if the manager comes out here. And nothing yet, so it looks like he is going to stay in this game for a little while longer.
Shortstop, Ryan Johnson.
So Lamb is aboard with the base hit, and now Ryan Johnston, the shortstop, will come to the plate here. Runners at first and second. Topley at second, Lamb at first. His pitch. That one is taken outside for ball 1. So Gonzalez having a little bit of command issues now. Trying to find that outside corner, but hasn't been able to yet. Here's the pitch. Taken for strike 1. So 1-1 the count now. Ryan Johnson, the shortstop, is the batter. He is 0 for 2 in this game. And that one's taken inside for ball 2. Johnston flew out to right field in his last at bat. And there's still just one out in this inning. There's a fly ball into right field. Going to be a long run over, but Bowie comes in and makes the catch. The runners have to go back to the bases quickly. Connor Bowie's a very fast fielder out and right. Can cover a lot of ground quickly, and he was able to come in fast and make that catch. And that is going to do it for Zach Gonzalez. So manager going to come out and give the hook to Gonzalez. So Zach Gonzalez goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up just 2 runs. And now the Hamilton Cardinals are going to turn things over to their bullpen to get him through the rest of the way. So it looks like it's going to be a left-hander coming in for the Cardinals. We're going to let him get warmed up. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back in a minute. So the Cardinals bring in the left-hander to face the left-handed hitter. New pitcher for the Cardinals is Tanner Ginden. And Carrington takes ball 1 away. So runners at first and second, and there's 2 out here. So Ginden here, the 1-0 pitch, and that one is high for ball 2. Maple Leafs trail this one 8-2 right now. Trying to get a little bit closer here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That one's fouled off. Ginden gonna head off the mound for a minute. He's getting ready and set and ready to deal. Southpaw. Ready? Here's the pitch. And that one's taken for strike 2. So count now 2-2 to Greg Carrington. Big moment here for the Maple Leafs. They'd like to get something in this situation. First and second, 2 out. Need every run they can get.
Something, Mike?
And here's the pitch to Carrington. Taken for strike 3. Carrington goes down looking. And Tanner Ginden gets the Hamilton Cardinals out of the jam. So we go to the 8th inning. It is an 8-2 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. And we're going to take another break. We'll be right back in a minute. Here we go, top of the 8th inning here. Jake Foden going to lead things
Top
off
of the 8 for Hamilton.
for the Hamilton Cardinals. Foden's 2 for 3 at the big 3-run home run in the first inning. That was still kind of the big hit of this game. Put Hamilton up 4-0 early. As early in the game as you can get, the top of the first. So Foden steps up here against Juan Carlos Enriquez, who's had a pretty good game in relief of Marek Deska. This is his 4th inning of work. Has given up just 1 run. So Enriquez dealing to Foden. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss as he went chasing for that one way out of the strike zone, and he goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Jake Chiraval, the center fielder here for Hamilton. Chiraval is 1 for 3 in this one, struck out in his last at bat. He also had a base hit, a double back in the first inning. There's a strike from Enriquez. Really liking what I'm seeing from Enriquez here, throwing a lot of heat. Daring hitters to hit off his speed. Try to match his power. Here's the pitch. That one's taken outside. Here's a pitch from Enriquez. Swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss from Chiraval. That's another big strikeout. So 4 innings, or I should say 3 2/3 innings pitched right now from Juan Carlos Enriquez. And that's the 5th strikeout already. So here comes Lane Renaud, the only guy who's got any considerable success against Enriquez so far in this game. He took him deep in his last at-bat. There's a strike to open the at-bat. So Enriquez looking for a little revenge here against Lane Renaud. Here's a pitch, and that one's fouled off. So 0-2 right away. Enriquez looking for a perfect inning here. Strike out the side. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way. Here it comes. Called strike 3. What an inning for Juan Carlos Enriquez. His 4th inning of work. He strikes out the side and looks dominant doing it. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is still an 8-2 lead for the Hamilton Cardinals. The Maple Leafs have got to get themselves on that score sheet. We'll be right back in a minute. Ryan Santos, left fielder, going to lead things off here for the Maple Leafs. This will be the third time this game that Santos has led off an inning.
You guys have different route. That's so funny.
It's an 8-2 lead here for the Hamilton Cardinals, bottom of the 8th inning. Maple Leafs have a lot of catching up to do. See if they can get things started here against Tanner Ginden, who finished off the last inning, got the last out of that inning, is back out for more here in the 8th. So Santos is up here. He is 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. That one is in the air. It's going to hang up. It's going to be a tough play right in no man's land, but Chris Beer, the shortstop, coming in, or going out, sorry, I should say, and making the catch. So one away here for the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 8th. Chris Beer has had a number of those plays today where he's had to reach out, go into the outfield, and make some pretty good catches.
Second baseman Dan Mara.
So Dan Mara will come up here, try his luck against Tanner Ginden. Should say, too, the book is now closed on Zach Gonzalez. He goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up just 2 earned runs, 5 hits, and 4 strikeouts. So a very solid day at the office for Zach Gonzalez, and is in line to pick up the win. Maple Leafs going to try to get back into this thing, but now have just 5 outs left to do so with. And that's a strike to Dan Mara. Mara brothers, Dan and Justin, the 2 and 3 hitters for the Maple Leafs today, are right now combined 0 for 5 in this one. Mara had the 1 walk back in the 3rd, but that's the only time either one of them have gotten on base. We'll try to change that here in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Ground ball through for a base hit. So just as I say that, they break out, and they're now 1 for 6 on the day as Dan Mara reaches with a base hit. As Justin Mara, his brother, will now come up to the plate.
No batting control, catcher Justin Mara.
So here's Justin. Again, the reigning league most valuable player. Won the award for the 2018 campaign. He'll bat here with the Maple Leafs down 6 runs. Appeal down, no, says the umpire. So the count is 1-0 to Mara. Left-handed batter against left-handed pitcher here. Fly ball, that one's going to go foul. Out of play along the right field side. And Ginden, set, ready. There's a pitch. That one's taken high and inside. Crowd getting a little restless here. They want to see some fireworks from the Maple Leafs here. Mara going to try to provide them. And he went around, says the home plate umpire. And we're at the bottom of the 8th inning here. Maple Leafs down 6. 8-2 the score in favor of Hamilton. What has been a perfect evening and now has turned into night at Christie Pits. Pick off over to first base, but gets back. Does Dan Mara.
Hey, get over here. Get over here.
There's the pitch from Ginden. It's fouled off. Mara just gets a piece of it and stays alive. The chirps coming in loud and proud from the Bushmen over in the left field side. Always having fun, those guys are. And here's the pitch. In the air. Could be played by the shortstop. Tried to turn the ridiculous double play, and it does not work. That's going to be a mistake, and big mistake there from Chris Beer, as he looked like he may have had the play at first base, but he tried to turn the crazy double play, and it doesn't work out. So now the Maple Leafs have runners at first and second. Both the Mara brothers are aboard. I'm going to call that an error on Chris Beer, but I'm not exactly sure what the official scoring is going to be. I'll have to wait for the announcement from Gene Pereira. But first and second is where we stand right now. And Marcus Connect, the cleanup hitter, at the plate. And that one gets past the catcher, and both runners are going to move up. So now the Maple Leafs have 2 runners in scoring position. And the force out no longer in effect. So the Cardinals starting to unravel a little bit here. Maple Leafs going to try to take advantage here. As Mara, or Dan Mara, I should say, moves up to third, and Justin Mara now at second. And Marcus Connect, the batter. Connect had a double in his last at-bat and came around to score. One of only 2 Maple Leaf runs, but they're trying to add some more here. That one inside as well. Patterson had to move over a little bit to make sure that one didn't get past him. Again, just 1 out in this inning. Ginden with the pitch, inside, and that one goes off the glove of Patterson, but not far enough for Dan Marr to think about coming in to score. Ginden getting a little bit wild here. The Cardinals do have a guy up in the bullpen. See how long they wait. So he's not throwing right now. He's just standing on the mound. I think he was throwing before, so he might be ready to go. There's a called strike to Connect. Lots of chirps coming from the left field side. The Bushmen having a good time, as they always do. Making things a little bit livelier here at Christie Pits. And that one is ball 4, as that one is in the dirt as well. So now the bases are loaded. And now John Salazzo going to come to the plate. He's got the home run in this game. And the manager going to come out and speak to Tanner Ginden. Don't know if he's going to take him out or not. We'll see what the decision is here. I think he's just going to speak to him. Yep. So he's going to leave Ginden in to face Salazzo. Makes sense, lefty on lefty matchup. So Salazzo will step in and Ginden will throw to him. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Golden chance for the Maple Leafs to try to get back into this. Down 6. And in the 8th inning, pivotal moment for the Maple Leafs. Here's the pitch. That one's taken for strike 1. Salazzo steps in. Salazzo's 1 for 3, had that home run back in the 2nd inning. I put the Maple Leafs on the board. They've added 1 run since then. There's a deep drive for Salazzo, going way back all the way to the wall, and it's gone! Grand slam, John Salazzo, and the Maple Leafs are right back in it. It's a 2-run game. John Salazzo with a 2-home run night, and that one was even bigger as the crowd is re-energized. As he trots around the bases, a big grand slam to get the Maple Leafs within 2 runs. As he takes Tanner Ginden over the right field wall. And that is going to do it for Tanner Gindin as the call has been made. He is out of the game, but the Maple Leafs are back in the game. So the right-handed pitcher is going to take over, and all of a sudden in the bottom of the 8th inning, we got an 8-6 ball game here. So a new pitcher going to come in. I hate to break up all this excitement, but we're going to take a break while the pitcher warms up. We'll be right back after this. There is new life at Christie Pits Park right now. The Maple Leafs down just 2 runs after the grand slam from John Salazzo. That chases Tanner Gindin out of the game. New pitcher for Hamilton is the right-hander Kelvin Pichardo. Reset. It's an 8-6 game now. Hamilton leads in the bottom of the 8th, 1 out here. First pitch, strike to Toppoli from Pichardo. Toppoli is 1 for 3 in this one and an RBI single back in the bottom of the 7th. So he bats here in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to keep this momentum going for the Maple Leafs. Pichardo, clearly he's got a little bit of heat to his, in his arsenal. Here's the pitch. That one's taken for a ball. Counts now 2-1. Toppoli would love to get on here, bring the tying run up to the plate. Who'd have thought that was possible going into this inning? The way things were going, as that one's fouled off. There's some life at Christie Pits Park. Maple Leafs still have not completed the comeback, though. Still a couple more runs to go here. And that one's taken away for a ball. Toppoli waiting. Count is 3-1. And ball 4. And after coming into this inning trailing by 6 runs, the Maple Leafs are now going to bring the tying run to the plate. And it's going to be Cooper Lamb, the designated hitter. I skipped the batter there. Cooper Lamb comes up. Lamb is 1 for 3. And he takes his strike 1 called. Lamb is the tying run. And takes strike 2 from Pichardo. Count 0-2. Lamb having a word with the umpire after that call. Again, 1 out in this 8th inning. Fouled off. Cardinals got Ryan Santos to fly out to the shortstop to lead off this inning, and since then, A base hit, an error, a walk, a grand slam, and then a walk to Topley. And that one is high. Some high heat there from Pichardo, and Lamb's going to step out of the box and get himself ready again. And he's set and he's ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Cooper Lamb. He swung at something that looked like it was high and outside. So first strikeout of the game for Pichardo, and that'll bring up Ryan Johnston. Still tying run at the plate for the Maple Leafs.
Now batting for Toronto, shortstop Ryan Johnson.
And what might be important for the Maple Leafs to consider here is if Ryan Johnston can at least get on base, then regardless of what happens, even if Carrington can't bring any runs home and records an out, then at the very least, the Maple Leafs will have the top of the order up in the bottom of the ninth. So that's something to consider. But obviously we'll see if Johnston can do more than just get on base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Johnston. And the lights on the diamond in right field just went out. Obviously, these lights are going to stay on until this game is done.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
Pichardo ready. Here's the pitch. And that one is in the air, and that one might drop, and it's just foul. Looks like a well-placed ball hit there by Johnston as the center field lights go out as well. But it just went foul. So he'll step back into that batter's box, and we'll get ready to go here as Pichardo's going to get back onto the mound. Pichardo ready. Here's the pitch. That one is away for a ball. Pichardo ready. Here's the pitch. And just outside is the call. The Hamilton players thought that was it. Thought that was strike three, but not the call. 2-2, I believe the count. Johnston getting ready. Steps in. Pichardo is set. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball three. Count is full now, 3-2. And Patterson, the catcher, letting everybody know runner's going to be going. Pay no attention to him. Pichardo set, 3-2 pitch. There goes Topley. Called strike three. Pichardo gets out of it. He gets Johnston looking. Johnston not happy with the call. But the Maple Leafs get right back into this game. They trail now by just 2 runs after the grand slam from John Salazzo in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. 8-6 Hamilton. We'll be right back in a minute. Here we go, 9th inning time. Connor Patterson, the number 9 hitter for Hamilton, going to lead things off here against Juan Carlos Enriquez, who has been fantastic out of the bullpen for the Maple Leafs in this game. This game looked like it was going to be a blowout, but now we're sitting at an 8-6 game. Hamilton still leads, but the Maple Leafs cut a big chunk of that lead out with a grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning from John Salazzo, his 2nd home run of the game. And now Enriquez is going to try and come out and keep Hamilton off the score sheet in this top half of the 9th so the Maple Leafs can get back to business in the bottom half and try to get a walk-off win. Enriquez pitching his 5th inning of relief here. Gets the strike call there to Connor Patterson. Patterson's 1 for 3 in this one. He get a home run back in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch from Enriquez. That one's low for ball 3, so count 3-1. Maple Leafs would love a quick top half of the 9th so they can get right back onto their bats in the bottom half of the 9th. That's a drive into left field, but that's going to go foul. So the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Connor Patterson. You definitely don't want to walk the number 9 hitter. Here's the pitch. And there's ball 4. So not the best start to the inning that the Maple Leafs were looking for as Patterson reaches on a walk. And now Chris Beer, leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, will bat with a runner on. Chris Beer, he's 1 for 3 in this game. He had a home run back in the 4th inning. He also was hit by a pitch and came around to score back in the 1st. Runner not going is called strike 1. Patterson, the catcher, you wouldn't think he has a lot of speed, but taking a pretty decent lead out there on first base, so we'll see what happens there. Can't imagine he would be going with the top of the order up. Let them do their thing. And now showing bunt is Chris Beer, and he bunts it down, and it's going to go foul. So now there's going to be 2 strikes. So Beer can't get the bunt down, so now with 2 strikes, I gather he'll be swinging. This has turned into quite the exciting game here, as John Salazzo has put a spark back in this place. Maple Leafs now trail by just 2. Trying to keep it that way as they get back onto their bats here. There's a swing and a miss, and down goes Chris Beer. So that's out number 1 of this inning here, of the 9th inning. And now Grant Arnold will step up. Second baseman for the Cardinals. He is 1 for 3 in this one. Base hit back in the 4th, and in the 2nd he walked and eventually came around to score. Juan Carlos Enriquez has now gone 4 1/3 innings, has given up just 1 run off the home run from Lane Renaud, and has been very solid. It's a deep drive, well hit, into center field, long run for Carrington. He's at the wall, but he makes the catch right in front of the wall and gets it back in quickly as Patterson has to go back all the way to first. Nice play by Carrington. He tracked that ball well and went right up to the wall and made the catch. He was not fazed by the wall being right there. So now with 2 out, Justin Gideon, the designated hitter, will come up here for Hamilton. Runner still on first. Enriquez trying to finish up this 9th inning here for the Maple Leafs. Serves up strike 1 to Gideon. Gideon 1 for 4 in this one. Had a base hit and came around to score back in the 1st inning. Nothing since then from him. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Nice play by Mara. He's got to have to hurry, and he fires it over. Nice play by Dan Mara. And that's going to end things for the Cardinals in the top of the ninth. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Maple Leafs down 2 runs, looking to walk it off at Christie Pits. We'll be right back. All right, Leafs fans, here we go. Bottom of the ninth inning here. Greg Carrington, the number 9 hitter, is going to lead things off for Toronto.
Bottom of the ninth for Toronto, center fielder Greg Carrington.
Bottom of the ninth, Maple Leafs down by 2. Kelvin Pichardo staying in for Hamilton, trying to close this off, but the Maple Leafs are going to try to rally here and pick up a very fun, crazy comeback win if they can pull it off. Ball 1, first pitch. Getting the number 9 hitter on here would be huge for the Maple Leafs. Get the base runner on and turn things over to the top of the lineup again. And that's ball 2. Carrington's got one job here, and that's just get on base. Any way you can. I would say don't swing at anything until he throws a strike, and there's the first one. Yeah. What? There's a foul ball off the bat of Carrington, and he loses the bat, so he's got to go get that. So Carrington will go back and get it. Counts now 2-2. He swung hard. So hard he lost control of the bat. Carrington will go back and get a bat he likes, and we'll continue here. Tension high right now at Christie Pits. Crowd eager to see the Maple Leafs pull off some magic here in the bottom of the ninth inning, and now Pichardo's going to throw that ball away and get a new one.
What are you eating?
Carrington in the box. Pichardo ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, base hit through the glove of the third baseman. Carrington is aboard. That's huge for the Maple Leafs to get that number 9 hitter on base and turn things over to the top of the lineup. That was a hot shot that third baseman Lane Renaud almost had, but it goes right through his glove and into left field. So the Maple Leafs get that lead runner on. And now, up comes Ryan Santos. with his over 400 average. He'll be followed by the Mara brothers. This is exactly the situation the Leafs want to be in. The right guys you want to have coming up. The top of your lineup. Ball one. Thrown to Ryan Santos. Here's the pitch. Taken for strike one. Carrington is at first. He certainly won't be going, I wouldn't think. His run doesn't really matter. Here's the pitch. Show and bunt, but pulled it back, and it's called a strike, and Santos not happy with that one at all. Kind of pointed at the umpire, pointed at where that thought that pitch was, and he is not happy, but he's going to have to continue with this at bat. It counts now 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Santos, and he's got words for the umpire as he heads back to the dugout. So one away now for the Maple Leafs.
Now batting control, second baseman Dan Mara.
And here's Dan Mara. He's 1 for 3 in this one. Base hit in his last at bat. He also walked back in the third. 8-6 Hamilton, tying run at the plate. Called strike one to Dan Mara. Justin Mara, the reigning league MVP, is on deck. Dan Mara ready. Here's the pitch from Pichardo. Called strike two. So Dan Mara in the hole right away. And he'll step back in here. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Dan Mara goes down swinging. So the Maple Leafs are down to their last out, but this is the guy you want up if you're Toronto. Justin Mara, league MVP, will come to the plate.
Catcher Justin Mara.
Representing the tying run for Toronto. He'll step in. This is power versus power, ladies and gentlemen. Pichardo against Mara, game on the line here. Here's the pitch. That is a called strike one. This crowd is right back into this game. Count 0-1, here's the pitch. Inside for ball one. Eight, 6, bottom of the ninth. Toronto looking to tie it up. Tying run at the plate. Appeal down, and no, says the umpire. So the count is 2-1. Leadoff man was aboard for the Maple Leafs, and then the 1 and 2 hitters both struck out. So brings us here to Justin Mara. Swing and a miss. So the Maple Leafs are now down to their last strike. Here we go. 1 and 2 count. Here's the pitch. Just got a piece of it to Justin Mara, so he stays alive. That one goes to the backstop. Carrington standing at first base. Mara at the plate. Time is called. Everybody set, ready? Here comes 1-2 pitch in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2 and 2. Justin Mara at the plate. There goes Carrington. Swing and a miss. And going to throw it over to first to complete it, and he does. And that will do it. The Hamilton Cardinals survive. The Maple Leafs made a valiant comeback effort at the end of this game, but it wasn't enough as Hamilton holds on to win it 8-6. And an unfortunate result for the Maple Leafs, who almost fought their way back At one point down 8-1, ended up making it an 8-6 game thanks to a couple of home runs from John Salazzo, but not enough as Hamilton's able to pull it out and pick up the victory, and they move to 2.5 games up on the Maple Leafs in the IBL standings. But for the Maple Leafs, the good news is they get right back on the horse tomorrow. They'll be in Kitchener to take on the Panthers. And then on Saturday, they'll be taking on the Barrie Baycats in Barrie before they're back home on Sunday afternoon to take on the Welland Jackfish. We will have that game for you. Same place, same time on Sunday anyway, 1 o'clock start, or excuse me, 2 o'clock start. We hope you join us for that one, but that'll do it for us here at Christie Pits Park. My name is Eric Pinkella. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time, and hopefully next time we'll have a Maple Leafs victory to present to you. Have a good one.